Welcome back to the channel, lads and ladies, and we got a quick video for you today. I was contacted in the game by my friend Oh Hi There, and we hadn't talked in a while, but I was actually thinking about it. I was like, you know what happened to that guy? I never hear from him anymore. And he found me in the game, and we ended up squatting up, and even though I was, at the time, grinding out Operation Summer, he talked me into flying out in some 3-7 aircraft, and as soon as he mentioned that battle rating, I knew what I have to fly. XP-55 TIE Fighters, this one's for you, or whatever your name is right now on the Discord. And I know you've had better matches than this, but, well, this one was just so fun that I had to make a video on it. So as we climb to altitude, I might as well speed things up a bit for us. Look at that, me being so helpful. So as I said, welcome back, guys. It's good to connect with you. As usual, the best place to catch me is on the Discord, even though I'm not there all that often. I'm pretty busy. But today I've got a few minutes, so I figured why not share some of this aerial goodness, and you'll see what I'm talking about later on in this match. For the most part, let's go ahead and turn up the game volume here. That's kind of quiet. Yeah, there we go. There we go. For the most part, this was a pretty much by the numbers match. I really ended up being kind of a bully in this one, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a moment. I just got, it was just my lucky day. all the very difficult enemy planes were avoiding me, and I managed to get some good luck on people that were not in a position to defend themselves. So there's Oh Hi There in the P-38G, and as I usually do in Air RB matches, I completely ignore my squad mate and go fight my own war. It just works out better that way in Air RB, I think, because if it only takes one aircraft to take somebody down, having a wingman is a waste of time, am I right? And the way that I usually play is I'll climb to a reasonably high altitude and only dive on somebody when I do have the advantage. Now this BF-109G pulls away at just the last moment, and one thing about the XP-55 is, as fantastic as its all speeds handling is, it's a bit wobbly when it comes to aiming the gun, especially on a diagonal. So if you need to pull up and to the side to line up a shot, you'll find that the XP-55 doesn't cooperate with you. And another thing that hasn't been cooperating with me is the game camera. So I wish that it was a little bit more tight to the aircraft, and there comes that point where it flips upside down, you know, it inverts after you do. I understand that it helps keep you from like a feeling of vertigo as you play the game as an average player, but as an experienced pilot, I'd very much like if the camera rotation was bound to the rotational axis of the aircraft. You know what I'm saying? And that's outside of fixed camera mode. As you see there, when I flip the plane over, I'd like it to be where the camera flips over, but it doesn't actually do that until later, and then it'll snap over. And I think the reason for that, as we go after this BF-110, there's really nothing he can do here. He cannot outspeed us, he can't outdive us, he locks up at just over the speed that we're going right now. And so what he's doing is probably not a bad idea. He's using his rear gunner to try and get some shots on me. And he did have a chance there to get me. We do some serious damage to his tail, and he goes into a spin that he will not recover from. We check to see, and no, there's no recovering from that. He's completely lost control of his aircraft, probably lost the vertical stabilizer on his tail, which is modeled in the damage model on aircraft now, and it's really fun to blow off that vertical stabilizer, because most of the time they go into an uncontrollable flat spin, which is decidedly epic to watch. And another BF-110 offers up his body to Senpai. And we are just able to take our time here. I wasn't sure if he was trying to nose up to get a shot on us, but it looks like he's coming down now, giving us an opportunity to open up with the guns. And again, difficult to get to the nose on target with the XP55 if the enemy's moving in a diagonal to you. That was really my fault for not setting up that attack run well, and surprisingly the BF-110 survives an attack run from a P-47. If there's any aircraft that I've known to take down a plane with one strike, it's the P-47, because you can just start spraying from a mile away and really rake them with those 50 cals. A brace of 8 wing-mounted 50 cals really makes a huge difference in fights like this. If you don't know how to aim, just fly the P-47 and things will be okay for you. Our cannons rip off the wings of that BF-110. Now we're fairly low on ammunition, almost bingo on 50 cal rounds, because the XP-55, unlike other allied fighters, actually carries only 200 rounds per gun. I think it's per gun of 50 cal ammunition, which goes out fairly quickly as they have a higher fire rate than the 20 millimeters. And now things have kind of calmed down for us. I've picked up a couple of kills, and the rest of the enemy team has been wiped from high altitude, and now it's just a matter of finding those stragglers. At this point, I haven't really suffered any damage to my airframe, which is always welcome, and I have about 100 rounds of 20 millimeter left, which is enough if I use it sparingly. And I said that we wiped out the high altitude enemies, but there is a BF-109 very much above me and up at, oh hi there's altitude. I'm counting on my ally, counting on my squad mate to at least distract this 109 long enough for me to build up an energy advantage, or at least to come closer to his energy state. That means that I'm climbing as hard as I can. I really have two options here. I could keep my speed up, which is not a bad idea, and climb at a shallower angle, and that would be a more defensive posture actually, because then if the 109 dives on me, I would be able to maneuver more effectively. Or I could do as I'm doing now, which is to climb aggressively, almost at the most efficient climbing angle. I'm maybe even climbing a bit too aggressively here, as my speed is at 153 miles per hour. XP-55 being a lightweight aircraft with some good wingspan compared to the overall weight of the vehicle, doesn't really have a problem climbing at these speeds though. And now we're turning in. The 109 is getting within combat ranges of us, and he's diving very aggressively here. Now, even though this is a 109G, I believe he locks up sooner than I do. So this very aggressive dive he's doing is putting him at a personal disadvantage. So at first, I'm deciding to dive hard against him, but then I turned on my Think Thunker, and I realized that he's diving to the deck because he has a bunch of allies at that altitude. So it might not be the best idea for me to follow him here. And there's a P-47 closer to my altitude. It would be very foolish for me to drop into a lower energy state than him. It was very clever of that 109 to dive so aggressively so that he could get down to the level where his teammate in the P-47 could give him some constructive cover. So nice play on his part. P-47 coming in for the attack run, but I pull across his face too fast for him to react. Now we're in a barrel, and we're washing the barrel here. I'm coming down, now I'm on his 6, and just look at the beautiful vertical maneuvers of the XP-55. It really is a great plane, and we take some reasonably long-range speculative shots there with the 20 mils and managed to take him down with one burst. Very nice result there. Now we're targeting the 109G, as the Gustav is our closest opponent in this match. Focke-Wulf 190 looks like he crashed on the runway. Heinkel 219, now that I have 3 kills and being very aggressive here, I'm on his tail. I know that there's nothing he can do against these shots. and just pay attention to what happens next. We get some hits on him, and I'll show you this. Watch it. There it is. He's spinning out of control, and he manages to get hits as he tumbles through the air, blowing off my wing and taking me down for the revenge kill. Is that not epic? I must ask you, are you not entertained? Well done to the pilot of that Heinkel 219. I really hope that you have great success in your future battles, and trust me when I say I have been there. When you get a nimble fighter on your 6, there's really nothing you can do, and man, it must feel good to take me down in your death spiral. I believe we ended up winning this match as our team had a serious advantage, and RIP to my pilot. Guys, I'll catch you in the next video. I'll see you in the Discord, and until then, bye-bye.